it is 9 p.m. in RTD's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have the ministers of transport meet the CEO of the Djibouti Railways. The international scene in Palestine schools closed Gaza and deprived of education. Welcome to our newsroom. As part of an official visit to Djibouti, His Excellency Takele Umabanti, the new CEO of the Djibouti Railway, met the Minister of Infrastructure and Equipment, His Excellency Hassan Humad Arbahim. After some discussions on existing bilateral relations in the entire file, discussion is focused on ways and means to strengthen the link in the file of infrastructure. This meeting saw the participation of the Ethiopian ambassador to Djibouti, Mr. Berhanus Gay, as well as Mahmoud Roble Dabar, the CEO of the SDCF, and the Deputy General Manager of the EDR, Mr. Hassan Mohammed Kamil. After meeting the Minister of Transport, the new CEO of EDR, Mr. Takele Umabanti, held a meeting with the EDR employees staff at the Sheraton Hotel. This meeting with the EDR staff was attended by the Deputy General Manager of EDR, Mr. Hassan Mohammed Kamil, the CEO of the SDCF, Mr. Mahmoud Roble Dabar, and the Ethiopian Ambassador to Djibouti, Mr. Berhanus Gay. At the end of this meeting, the performance report of the last 6 years was presented. At the end, the manager of Djibouti Railway affirmed the company's commitment to improving its revenue and future performance. Under the high patronage of the Ministry of Trade, the Directorate of Internal Trade is continuing its general census operation of all points of sale in order to have comprehensive detailed data on all points of sale. To this end, the Ministry's control agents are crisscrossing the control operations in the city center, particularly around the Mahmoud Harbi Grand Market. The first census of its kind was organized last year, so mainly targeted the city center. The second phase of the general census of point of sale aims to provide each point of sale with an identification sheet with the QR code. These census operations will continue through the national territory for the next 2 months. This mission is also make it possible to verify compliance with the prices of basic necessities and the availability of product in stores. In a reaction granted to the RTD, the Director of Internal Trade, Mr. Abdi Farah, indicated that this second stage of the census mainly affects all types of points of sale located at Mahmoud Harbi Square. We ask the traders of place to welcome our agents and provide them with the requested information. He said on this occasion he warns the traders of the place to respect the prices of first necessity product approved by the Ministry of Commerce. As part of the celebration of International Literacy Day, the National Union of Djiboutian Women organized today a roundtable focused on the National Literacy Program. This event marks the moments of reflection and collective assessment around education in our country's International Literacy Day, usually celebrated every September 8, has been transformed into an International Literacy Week by UNFD with the aim of creating a space for in-depth reflections. The main objective is to pause for a moment to analyze the implementation of the PNA at the key moment of its 7th return, while joining the global efforts led by the UNESCO under the theme promoting multilingual education, literacy for mutual understanding and peace. One of the key objectives of this workshop is to arrive at a series of concrete recommendations. This aim to improve the management of the program enrich its educational content, and maximize its social and economic impact. This workshop made it possible to take stock of the national literacy programs while opening the way to new perspectives to strengthen its results. For her part, the Secretary General of the UNFT, Ms. Fatuma Musa, said the main stakeholders in the education sector were present at this workshop, including inspectors, school principals, and educational advisors. The latter had the opportunity to self-assess their actions in the context of the implementations of the PNA. The discussion is focused on two main points. On the one hand, the successes and progress of the programs, and on the other hand, the challenges and obstacles encountered. As part of the fight against illicit trafficking of goods, a seizure operation of contraband cat was meticulously conducted by the mobile team of customs to the armed forces of the Hol School, demonstrating the unwavering commitment to preserving the national economic integrity. During this operation, customs officers of the Army of the Hol School managed to intercept about 18 packages of cat. The seizures was followed by immediate actions on the ground, where the seized products were incinerated, thus affirming the country's determination to eradicate this scourge. Decisively, cat smuggling in particular poses a serious threat to the local economy. The country's borders against the harmful trade. Mr. Yahya Musaige stressed that the pursuit of this illicit trafficking of goods will continue at all borders. The recent rehabilitations of the R5 road linking Ali Sabih and the capital has had a significant impact on the local economy. In addition to facilitating travel, this improving of the infrastructure encouraged the emergence of many small restaurants in the region. Is among them Mr. Mumin. The restaurant transited trucks and served as a well-deserved moment. This is the boosted the economic of this Ali Sabih rehabilitations of the road, and this especially truck drivers. For his part, concerning the Somali government was able to convince the population to accept a new tax on the sale of goods. In the end, citizens and businessmen were pleased with the government's result, realizing that without the tax, many improvements would not have been possible. As the countries recover from the destructions, the Somali government has responded to the needs of the population by building roads, schools, hiring teachers, and providing other essential services. This 50% tax is paid only by the buyers. The government convinced the public and businessmen by pointing out that in other countries on the continent, the sales tax is typically 16%, much higher than the new taxes in Somalia. Today, educational institutions, including the government-run national university, have reopened, allowing students to continue their educations for free. Also, most education is still provided by local initiatives. The Somali government is gradually taking responsibilities by providing free education across the country. This education revival, coupled with the constructions of road infrastructure and other public services, has had a profound impact. The government has also made significant progress in the areas of health, rebuilding the national army, developing economic infrastructure, demonstrating its commitment to rebuilding and improving living conditions in Somalia. For the international scene in Kenya, 3 days of mourning after school fires in Kenya. Families still in shock after the tragedy await news of their children. 18 pupils of Hillside in Darasha Primary School in the Nyeri County died in fires that engulfed their dormitory on Thursday night. 7 are still missing, as 27 others are hospitalized. An investigation is underway. The country's police confirmed that according to the report by the Ministry of Education, such incidents are almost common in boarding schools due to human causes and overcrowding. 3 days of mourning have been declared by President William Ruto, during which flags will be flown at the half-mast in memory of the missing children. The dormitory that caused fires housed more than 150 boys aged 10 to 14. The flood in West Africa, nearly recent rainfall and flooding in West Africa have forced nearly 950,000 people, including many children, to flee their homes in Mali, Nigeria, and Niger, according to Save the Children. While this is usually the worst time of year in this region, the rains have been exceptionally heavy, causing widespread damage in 4 regions of Mali, Bamako, Segu, Kolikano, Gao. In Nigeria, floods have affected 29 of the country's 36 states, and mainly in the northern regions. Torrential rains have caused the dams to overflow and the waters of the 2 largest rivers, the Niger and Benue, to rise, killing more than 200 people, including children. Thousands of hectares of farmland have been ravaged by the water, threatening food security in this part of Africa. And to close up this edition, Palestine schools closed Gazans deprived of education while they should normally be returning to school. The children of the Khuda family wanders around from destroyed buildings after about 10 months of work. They have earned about 15 shekels and $4 selling the powders from the rubble, which will be used to build a new tomb in the southern Gaza Strip. Gaza is entering its second school years without schools. Most of the children are busy helping their families in their daily struggle to survive in the middle of the Israeli countryside. The 625,000 school-aged children have already missed almost a full year. More than 90% of the school buildings have been damaged by the Israeli bombing, according to the Global Education Group, a consortium of humanitarian organizations led by UNICEF and Save the Children. Gazans University are also in ruins. The school were closed where Israel launched its assault on the territory in retaliation for the Hamas attack on Gaza on October 7. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.